how's it going? Are you excited for tonight's guest? Because I sure am. Tonight we have our Clue Crew puzzle queen herself, Shannon. Let's go ahead and let her in and see how she's doing tonight. Hi, Shannon.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm so good. I'm excited to be here too.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, your shelf looks so good. Did you just finish that?
Oh, thank you. No, I cleaned it up today. But no, I've had it kind of like this for a while.
Oh, I love it. It looks so good.
Thank you. It's got some of my favorite things. I forgot I'm mirrored. My Nancy Drew stuff here, and I actually have right here a poster from a Nancy Drew book puzzle I have.
Oh, cool.
And if Joanna's here, her postcard's right there. My Harry Potter stuff, a couple of gifts from students. It's like a nice little space. I like it.
Oh, I love it. It looks so good. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have so many friends already in the chat. Okay. Hi, Casey, Amy, Sammy, Morgan, Hugh, Ricky. I think that's everybody who's already here. All right. Thanks for joining, you guys. So, Ricky says, OMG, Shannon, you are so adorable.
Oh my God, thank you. Oh my gosh, I pulled up the live, it's on mute, but I see the chat. Hi, everyone.
Yay. Awesome. Okay, so, Hugh loves your background as well. Oh, so does Amy. Yeah.
Oh my God, thank you, Amy.
So good. Okay, are you ready for our fun questions? I
am so ready. Let's do this.
Sounds good. My husband just called from the other room. I don't think she has a choice. All right. Well, on that note, first question is, would you rather teach at Paseo Del Mar High or Waverly Academy?
Waverly Academy for sure.
Yeah?
Although, I'm a big supporter of public school.
Yeah.
I think it's so important, but just as where I would think I would find it more fun to teach, Waverly Academy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Plus it's in New York, that's my home state, staying close to home.
It would be great for you. Yeah. Oh, I love Waverly Academy. That's like one of my favorite games. So
it is a pretty great game.
It is. Also, what tea are you drinking?
I am drinking a decaffeinated English breakfast tea. Ooh. It's not my favorite tea. I'm like kind of a tea snob. It's not my favorite brand, but it's still pretty good.
That sounds good. I like a good English breakfast.
And this is one of my favorite teacups. And I love to drink my tea out of this when I'm teaching.
I love that. Such a good mug. My husband has one that says, I hate everyone I work with. And I think that's so funny, but he has to keep it home because he actually likes his coworkers.
Some of my coworkers love this, and because it's from Five Below, it's $5. Yeah. I've actually gotten it for other coworkers because it's such a hit.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so second question. When have you used your Nancy Drew skills in real life?
Oh my goodness, all the time. I teach math for any of you who may not know, because even though I talk about it all the time, and computer science, and that's a ton of problem solving and critical thinking. And so I'm constantly using those skills both in my life and when I play Nancy Drew.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an everyday situation where I use those skills. I'm always solving puzzles.
Do you feel like Nancy Drew helped prepare you for life, or did life help prepare you for Nancy Drew?
I think a little bit of both. I've loved math literally so my dad's a retired math teacher. I've always had math in my life. I used to, when I was like a little kid, before I even started playing Nancy Drew, I used to play school where I'd be the teacher and the student. And I'd make math worksheets for myself to do.
Oh my gosh.
So I've been doing stuff like that since before I ever played Nancy Drew. So I think that prepared me for starting the games, but I think the complexity of the puzzles helped prepare me for life as well.
Yeah.
So back and forth.
Okay, sorry. Let me just while I'm ahead, get the door closed because I can hear band practice starting in there. So
that's awesome.
All right, so that actually brings us really well into the next question, which I kind of giggled at when I wrote it down. I was like, what does that even mean? But like, it's perfect for you. What math concepts do you think should be involved in puzzles? I guess in the upcoming game, or I don't know, but
oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. That is, you gotta give me a second, because there have been different math concepts. You know, there's been a lot of Sudoku puzzles in the games, which, I mean, I don't know if I necessarily consider them math. They're logic, which is a field in math,
like,
so I guess it is still math.
I
loved actually when you were recently playing Secret of the Scarlet Hand, and in Sunny's notes they had Pascal's triangle in it, which is a really cool math concept that has to do with like polynomials and stuff. It's pretty neat. But in terms of the upcoming game, I mean, we're assuming that we're going to see some sort of coffee barista minigame. Yeah. So we could do something with unit conversions, similar to what we did with Secret of Shadowrance, but maybe like metric system to like, I don't know what our system is called, but we use in the US, but like maybe that type of unit conversion.
Yeah.
That could be really cool, like out between ounces and milliliters, stuff like that. I'm trying to think of stuff that like I teach my own kids. I don't know. I would love to see anything.
Anything math related.
Right? I know. I would love to see it all.
What game has the most math in it?
Hold on, let me consult my list, which I wrote on. This is yours. This is your paper. I love it so much. I've already used like so much of it because I use it all the time.
Whoa. I'm going to have to hook you up with a new pad.
I know. I'm going to have to order a new one soon. I mean, Deadly Device does get into, because that is very much science and physics, and I always say physics is just applied mathematics. Yeah. So that does kind of get more into the realm of math. We talk about binary code. Mm-hmm. So I would say that one is kind of the most mathy. I mean, we do have some straight up multiplication stuff in Silent Spy, where we have to like do multiplication to get the code to the safe in Nancy's room.
Yeah.
But if I think like which one feels the most mathy, it's definitely Deadly Device.
Deadly Device was my first thought, but I have a quick question before I forget. I don't want to interrupt you, but
no, go for it.
Binary code math?
I would say it's more in the field of computer science, but I teach both, so I'm counting it.
Okay.
When I was learning computer science, I had to learn binary.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. All right, so moving on from math, but don't worry, we will come back to math because everybody knows that you're teachers. There's a lot of teacher questions, and I think there are more math questions. I forget. But
I love it.
The next question is, in which game did you relate to Nancy the most?
I wish that I could say Shadow at the Water's Edge because she was teaching, but we never actually got to teach. We just got to grade the worksheets. Yeah. But in terms of relating the most to her, look at my list.
You're the first person who's actually made the list. Everybody talks about it, but you're the first person to actually make the list, so I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Because like I knew that once I sat down, I'd forget every single game I've ever played.
That's what everybody says,
It's like when someone goes, "What's your favorite book?" And then you're like, "I know how to read." So,
what books have I ever read?
Exactly. I liked the final scene. That maybe I have a connection to because it was the first game I've played.
Oh yeah.
And the connection to magic and fun fact, my grandpa was actually a clown. He passed when I was 2, but when he was 16, he ran away and joined the circus. And he was a clown, and he was a clown his entire life, pretty much. So, you know, seeing the connections to Houdini and like magic elements is pretty cool.
That's so cool.
my favorite game is Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon, and I really, really love that and feel a connection to that. But I don't know, maybe Warnings at, if I have to think like personality wise, maybe Warnings at Waverly Academy, because it's all about school, and that's kind of my life right now.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. That's such a great game too. The cozy vibes are so thick. It's like a hand knitted blanket.
Yes.
All right, so here's the deepest question you're gonna get tonight, and I'm sure you can guess who this is from, because all the deep questions are always from the same person. What's your favorite thing about yourself?
Oh, that's so sweet. I mean, I've been doing actually a lot of self-reflection recently, because this past year I did a program where I got certified to teach social emotional learning and yoga, and I've been taking professional development and grad courses this summer. So it's been and a lot of it's involving mindfulness. So there's been a lot of self-reflection. I think my favorite thing about myself is that I am always looking to learn from all of my experiences, right? I am always looking to, if I make a mistake, my first thought is, what can I learn from it? When I have a new experience, it's how can I learn from this experience and utilize it in the future? I think that's my favorite, and I'm a lifelong learner, and I think it makes me a better person and a better teacher.
It definitely makes you a better teacher, that's for sure. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Oh, the chat's wonderful right now. Morgan says, my favorite thing about Shannon is her kindness, but also her puzzle-solving brain.
Oh, that is so sweet, guys. Thank you.
Laura says, +1, Shannon is the puzzle queen.
And Morgan, I definitely have had students in the past that were similar to the students. Waverly, I mean, those were like the students in running for valedictorian. So I think my first year of teaching, I had a lot of students like that. I taught honors 8th grade.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And I definitely have a lot of Hulk, those athletic students. I've had very studious students like Hal Tanaka, really awesome, tough, go get 'em girls like Connie. So definitely I've had students like the characters.
Yes. I almost wore my Connie shirt tonight and I was like, no, that's too much. All right.
Well, you know what? I was thinking about wearing my Clue Crew sweatshirt, but I also have a giant stain on it. So I'm maybe next time.
That's okay. I still gotta buy mine. All right. Next question. If you could design a Nancy Drew game, what would be the theme? Like kidnapping, robbery, etc.
Ooh. So let's think. We've had kidnappings before. We've had robberies. We've actually had to participate in a robbery before in Phantom in Venice.
That's right.
We've had spy games. We've had competitions. We've had quite a few hauntings. Not to sound too dark, but we haven't had that many murders. So it might be interesting to see a little more of that.
Yeah.
Or maybe a conspiracy situation where we almost touched upon it in Silent Spy, where we're we didn't know who to trust, but maybe a little more intense.
That would be so fun. I love a good conspiracy.
Right?
That's so fun. Yeah, you sounded like Jetpack for a minute there. I don't know if you joined for my interview with Jetpack.
I remember. I remember that. That's what jumped into my mind.
Yeah, she was real into murder. Oh my gosh, so good. Okay. What is one thing that you're hoping to see in game 34? Kind of goes hand in hand with the previous question, but I guess specifically for the next game, what are you hoping for?
Ned's face.
Same.
I mean, Ned is I've always wanted to see Nancy's face, but I understand why we don't. It's because we are Nancy, and at least this is what I've always thought, but I always felt like Her Interactive wanted us to be able to relate to Nancy no matter who we were. Absolutely. So they purposely don't show us her face because of that, because then that, seeing her may cause some people to feel like they maybe don't relate to her anymore. And I love that concept. And as much as I do want to see her face, I respect that.
Absolutely.
But Ned's the only other character we've never seen his actual face in the game. We've seen pictures of him in Alibi and Ashes. So I don't know why they never showed us his face.
I know.
Because they gave us a picture of him. I don't know what there is to relate to there. So I'd love to see his face. But in terms of gameplay, I would love for it to run smoother on laptops that aren't as powerful, without having to, or maybe have the automatic setting be for like less powerful computers, and then you can manually increase it, because I feel like with Midnight in Salem it was so laggy, and I had to go into the settings myself and fix it, which is totally fine, but I'm somebody with a background in tech stuff and computer stuff, and not everybody is.
It's not ideal. Yeah.
So that would make it maybe a little more accessible. I hope they keep with the combo skipping, because if anyone saw the one time I streamed, I skip the combos. I go so fast.
You were like zippy zoom.
Yeah, so I'm not big on waiting for them to finish speaking once I already read it.
Yeah.
I do enjoy personally the point and click, but I know that they need to adapt with the changing of the way that games are. So I understand that. But if the navigation was a little nicer than in Midnight, I would absolutely love to see that. And I feel like it will be.
I think so too. Yeah, because it was kind of making people sick. So I think it'll be better this time. Also, some comments came in about your previous question. So Laura says conspiracy and murder would be so interesting. And I know, right? And Morgan says Nancy witnessing a crime and having to go into the Princess Protection Program.
Yes. Okay. We can do Princess Protection Program. But you know what? That's probably on my mind. I've been rewatching Bones all summer. Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows.
It's a good one.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that I just recently finished this whole thing that was like a huge FBI conspiracy arc. Ooh. So that might be why conspiracy's in my brain.
Yeah, well, I mean, conspiracies are always in my brain, but let's move on. Anyway, so is there a Nancy Drew game that you recommend to your students the most?
Oh my gosh. So I actually just started talking with my students about these games last year, because of the April 1st. And I am not somebody who uses their phone like when I teach, especially because I don't want my students to be on their phones, and I feel like that's hypocritical.
Yeah.
But when we were dealing with the not knowing when the puzzles were releasing, I literally made, I had my notifications on, and I made a disclaimer. I'm like, guys, if this happens, like, I might have to take it out. And it's just like a really big deal. The only class that was interested in this was my 9th period. And they were like asking me questions after the week. And they'd be like, so did they post anything? Like, they were so involved.
Oh, I love that.
If I had to recommend one to my students, it would probably be a newer one. Because I think that, especially with young kids, playing the older ones first may have them lose interest.
Yeah, it turns people off.
Maybe, let's see. Ghost of Thornton Hall, I think, is like a top tier one.
Oh, yeah.
It's got spookiness, but it's not too scary.
Right.
It's got great puzzles, but it's totally doable.
Yeah.
If you've never really had experience with Nancy Drew before.
Yeah. I've actually introduced like 5 or 6 people to the Nancy Drew games using Ghost of Thornton Hall. So
I forget whose stream it was on, but the sleuthy teacher and I were chatting in the chat together, and she was talking about how she uses some of the games like in her class.
Oh, I love that.
I was like, that is brilliant. Now I teach a Regents class. I teach Regents Algebra 1, and Algebra 1 is you have to pass the Regents to graduate. And they just changed the standards this year, like barely, but they changed the name and stuff.
Yeah.
But they moved the Regents up to the very beginning of June. So now we have a big time crunch on how much time we have to actually teach.
Yeah.
So now that we're going to have extra days after that, before the end of school. We're going to have like a week and a half almost. I'm going to have like 7 days.
Whoa.
After they take their regents, which is their final.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about maybe trying to incorporate some of those mini games into like those last few days and see if, they enjoy it. We can like play it together.
That is so smart. Oh my gosh. You'll have to keep us updated on that.
I will. I'll see you guys in June 2024.
It's right around the bend. It's fine. Okay. Who's your favorite teacher, real or fiction?
Okay. Fictional, Miss Frizzle.
Yes!
She's nuts, and I love her. Mm-hmm. And I grew up on the Magic School Bus. Also, I would say Bill Nye. I don't know if we could call him a teacher, but I was literally obsessed with him. I have his books. Right? Yeah, I have his books. I'm like fully like amazed by him.
Yeah, great guy.
There's also this teacher. She's big in the math teacher community named Jo Bowler. She's all about growth mindset, and she just has some really, really wonderful resources. Her text was like the book Mathematical Mindsets was like our textbook in grad school.
Nice.
My own personal teachers. I was in a gifted program in elementary school. It was called PI, Program for Instructional Enrichment. And our teacher, her name was Miss Heiser. So we had her for 3 years. We'd get pulled out of class once or twice a week. And she was just the most amazing person, and she encouraged us to learn and try things. And I remember one thing that just completely changed the way I look at stuff. She was like, a lot of people who are academics and professionals will tell you that using words like stuff or thing, that's not specific enough. It's not academic enough. But you know what? It is stuff. It is things. You can totally use those words. You can access knowledge on any level you want, and that is totally fine. Yes. The important thing is that you are interested and you want to learn, and you're taking those steps. And to this day, I mean, she has influenced so much of who I am as a person.
Oh, I love that. And she's so right. Like, making things accessible for like every level is so important. Like in every aspect of life that like I can think of.
100%. And that's kind of one of my biggest values as a teacher. I want my students to be able to access what we're learning at any level. You may get it right away, and that's great, but you may not, and that's okay too. But there's somewhere that you're gonna be able to start, and we're gonna find that place.
Yeah. Oh, that's so important, especially because with you teaching math, like math is so, there's a stigma around math. And
oh my gosh,
think that they can't get it. So that is so important, like especially in your class.
I used to work at a math learning center, and we would always say that there's no such thing as a math person. Mm-hmm. We're all math people. Mm-hmm. You just haven't been taught it in a way that makes sense to your brain.
Yes.
And that's, that is the most important thing. The amount of times at open school night, my kids' parents are like, oh, I'm just not a math person. And I'm like, well, I hope you don't say it to your kid, because that's going to influence their attitude towards math,
Yeah.
And exactly. I totally understand and respect that. Not everyone likes math, and I'm not asking you to like math. I'm just asking you to keep an open mind and be willing to try things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not the biggest math fan, but I took 4 math classes in college, so I at least know math.
Well, I like on the first days of school, I'll always be like, how many of you hate math? It's okay, be honest. And like all of them raise their hand. I'm like, this is awesome, guys. And they're like, what? I'm like, I love that you hate math. And they're like so confused. And then when they hear that I love making mistakes, they're even more confused. And then when a kid tries an answer and I'm like, that is my favorite answer that's ever been given to this question, and it's wrong, but I'm going to tell you why I love it. They are like, she's nuts. But it makes them more engaged in the material, and it helps them learn what was wrong and why the right answer is the right answer.
You're such a good teacher. You like keep people's interest so well.
I try. It's not always successful, but you know what? I always put in a good effort.
Yeah. All right. So back to game 34 for our next question. What was your favorite game 34 puzzle so far?
Okay, I would say the first spiral cipher that we got.
That one was intense.
I loved that one so much. That was so much fun. I also really liked the one that was like the switching letter game.
Oh yeah.
Was that the first one or the second one? I don't remember.
I don't know.
It was in the very beginning, but my sister was home, and we were together for it, and we actually like cut out squares and wrote the letters on it and had it all out, and we're like manually switching it.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Right? And then Carter was posting stuff on his story, and this is before like I really knew anyone here. So my sister is as we're doing this, my sister will like take a picture and send it to him and be like, we think this part is this. It was just so much fun, and I feel like it really got everyone in the community to kind of come together.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. I remember you did some, like, at 4 a.m. too, didn't you?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That one puzzle that was like it was like a countdown.
Mm-hmm. That one was so bad.
Can I tell you though? I was so mad at that puzzle.
Really?
I don't even remember why, but I remember setting my alarm, waking up, solving it, and being like, oh, going back to bed. I was like, here's the answer. Done. I'm going to bed.
That's so great. Oh my gosh. There was where's the one? Okay, it's a little further down the page. I'm just going to skip to this.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, not that one. There's another one that's kind of like it. Here it is. Not a question, just thanks for that one time you single-handedly solved a puzzle before Discord.
What can I say? I am so competitive. You wouldn't necessarily know it if you were talking to me in day-to-day life, because I'm very like, you know what, everyone's a winner, great, yay. But when it comes to me, I'm very competitive, and even though it totally wasn't a real competition, I was like, we have to beat them. We got to. I think we beat them twice.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, which is great because there's always like 4 of us, and there's like 800 of them. So
many of them.
I know.
And then a lot of times we were doing it like we weren't. I don't want to call it cheating. Like we weren't using technological resources. We were trying to solve it like we would in the game.
Yeah.
And then they were using technological resources, which is totally fine, but that gives them an extra advantage time-wise.
Yeah, for sure. No, and I'm with you, by the way. I am very competitive. And I think you can tell in my real life. Just looking at me, you're probably like, oh, she's competitive. But I'm always like, no, Discord sucks. Let's beat them.
Well, my first year teaching, when I taught 8th grade, at the end of the year for the 8th graders for like moving up and stuff, we had this big competition day, and our school colors are red and black, so half of the 8th graders were the red team, half of the 8th graders were the black team, and we were the red team, and our homeroom was paired up with another homeroom, and we had to compete against them. And I was like, listen guys, because these kids, they hated math, we had a rough year behavior wise and stuff, but I was like, listen, I know we don't like math here, but a lot of you are athletes, and we are going to kick their butt. Got it? At one point, I pulled a kid out of Ultimate Frisbee and subbed in myself. I threw my phone to a student and was like, hold this. We crushed them, by the way. And I still have the selfies that those students were taking on my phone.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. So good. Okay, what did I skip to get here? If Nancy was a teacher, what subject and grade would you have her teach?
She would absolutely teach history.
Oh, yeah.
Like, think about, like, Secret Scarlet Hand, Treasure Memorial Tower. Like, she's always learning about history, and I think that is awesome. History is personally not one of my favorite subjects, but I recognize its importance.
Oh, yeah.
And I do love learning historical things in the right setting.
Sure.
But I just feel like she would absolutely teach history.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would say middle school.
Yeah. That's a tough age.
like 6th, 7th grade.
Okay.
I actually loved teaching middle school. And I taught
my husband.
right after quarantine.
Yeah.
So it was a rough time because these kids like did not know how to like be in social settings.
Yep.
And it was a huge learning curve. And I learned that I never ever wanted to teach 8th grade, but 6th grade, but 7th and 8th were fine.
That's pretty much exactly what John said. The 6th graders were awful, but like everybody else was great.
I had 6th grade lunch duty. It was
oh gosh.
But no, they were plenty of great kids. And actually those kids are now coming up to the high school, and I'm going to probably be teaching a lot of them.
Yeah.
Because I teach them most in 9th grade. So I did love them. I just was very intense about enforcing the school's distancing protocols, which at lunch when you want to sit with your friends is not fun. So a lot of them didn't like me.
Yeah, I can understand. That would be difficult. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, John always really loved middle school as well. He did 6th, 7th, and 8th tech ed, and like he just loved them. And I was like, that is such a difficult age, but he loves them. So
it is and it isn't. Like, you could, for me, my personality, the hardest would be elementary school. I don't think you could pay me enough money to be an elementary school teacher. I love all of my students so much. Once you are my student, you are my kid for life. I am your ride or die. I will do everything I can to support you and advocate for you. But I see you for 40 minutes and then you go away.
Yeah.
And that is wonderful. If I had to spend 6 hours with one class, I don't know.
Yeah.
Elementary school teachers are actual like superheroes.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do what I couldn't.
My mom is a 4th grade teacher at a private school.
Wow.
So she has the same kids all day long, all year long. I know.
And also, like, I have the maturity level of a high schooler too. So it works out that, you know, it's just easier to have good relationships with them and actual conversations.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing we always struggle with.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Morgan says, but the kindergartners are hilarious. That was my favorite grade. Much easier than 2nd grade. They're just sarcasm, and it was great.
High schoolers are, like 12th graders are big kindergartners. So I'm good with that. 2 years ago, I taught like mixed 11th, 12th graders, and it was a great group. And they just want to be treated like the babies. That's all. They want to color and they want stickers, and that's it. And I could bribe them to do anything. If I was like, I have stickers, they're like, we'll do it. Amazing. Great.
I love that. Oh, I didn't realize that high school students were like that. I thought that it wasn't until college that like people got back to like the basics of being that just themselves and enjoying stickers, you know.
So the 9th graders come up. They're in middle school now, and they want to be the adult, like high school kids, and they are too cool for anything, but inside they love it. So you just have to like pretend to ignore them, be like, no, I'm gonna do it anyway, even though they're groaning and stuff, and then they love it, but they will never admit to it.
Right.
10th and 11th graders are more malleable. They might be like, but they're gonna do it anyway, and they're not gonna act like they're too cool for it.
Yeah.
And then if seniors could have nap time, they would. And they are not afraid to admit it, because they're realizing now that they're about to become adults and go into the real world, and that's a terrifying change.
Oh yeah.
So they're clinging to that childhood a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, like, we're ready to be adults, but also we would not complain if you want to treat us like babies just for a little while longer. And I'm like, okay, great. I have lots of stickers.
Oh man, I love stickers. I don't think I've shown anyone in this community my sticker collection. But when I tell you guys that it is vast, just trust me.
I'll put stickers on any test or quizzes that are 85 and up, because the Regents board considers an 85 and up mastery level of the material. But I will also give out stickers for other things because, you know, I recognize that some kids, their goal is just to pass. It's not necessarily to get mastery level. They just want to pass, and that's awesome. Yeah. So I always make sure there's other ways to celebrate achievements and improvement.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Laura says, reveal the collection, Susie. Here, I'll just give you guys a quick peek. How about that? Okay, so... Hold on. Okay, well, I have a stack here of uncategorized, but that doesn't matter. Well, let's just not look at that right now.
That's awesome.
Okay, but... So this is my categorized stuff. Okay?
Oh my gosh, I have been thinking about getting one of those for like stations activities in school.
It's the best. It is literally the best. Okay, hang on. So everything is categorized like by type. So these are my food stickers, and it's like, it's really, really, really full. Every single one of these is really full. I could honestly use a second one of these briefcases. Let's see if I can get this closed. Hold on. So that's like my main sticker collection here is this huge heavy thing. Like this is literally bursting.
That's awesome.
I've also got this file folder. And,
amazing.
That's got some stickers in it. And then there's stickers just like kind of stashed everywhere. I have a shelf over here. I don't know if you can see it. So behind the Shadow Ranch recipe box, that whole shelf is sticker books. So
that is awesome. Listen, if you love something and it brings you joy and it creates that dopamine in your brain, embrace it.
Yes.
That's how I feel. You know, if it isn't hurting anyone, then that's fantastic.
I agree. Where are my... Here it is.
Hence why I have 4 graphing calculators, and I don't need 4, I need 1, but I have 4, and I'm hoping to get a 5th soon because I'm insane.
And this, Laura,
they're a lot more expensive than stickers though.
Nancy Drew sticker collection from other people. I obviously have a huge amount of my own, but these are the ones that I've purchased from other Etsy shops. So
I have the book ones. And I actually have a bunch of yours up here, too.
No way!
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but I have a bunch of stickers lined up here.
Oh, I can see mine.
I think I have one from Liv. I have some from you. I have the book ones from the twins. I have those. Some from Kate. Is that all? I don't know. I might have more. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So good. Yeah. So, did you guys, I mean, when I told you it was vast, I meant it. Because, like, it looks really contained right now, but if I were to put it all over the floor, it's not good. Okay, so anyway, moving on. I think we have just a couple more questions, and then we're going to take a break for FMK. So let's see what else we have on this page.
You know I love that game.
Oh, so not a question, but Clue Crew loves you, Shannon. And then the last question before the game is, what's your favorite school subject? I think I know.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I would say math. But I do teach a pretty cool class, computer science class, where we fly little drones. I actually have one right here. And that one is pretty awesome.
Oh, that's so cool.
There's a little bit of math in it, but not much. But like, we fly a bunch of these around my classroom, and it is so much fun.
Oh, that's so fun.
It's definitely like the highlight of my day teaching this class. So I don't know. Maybe drones. Maybe programming. I don't know. But I do love math.
Pretty so much fun. All right, time for FMK.
Oh, I love this game. And for anyone who's never seen me play this before, I do not go based on like emotions. I go based on pure, cold facts. So the answers may not sound ideal, but there are reasonings behind them, and I will explain them.
Excellent. Let's go. Okay, so what wheel do you want? I have every character, all men, and all women. What would you like?
You choose.
Okay, we're going to go every character then. The big one. All right, so spin this little wheel, and our first person is Ingrid Corey.
Ingrid Corey, okay.
She's going to tell you need niacin.
Yeah. I might actually, I don't know.
Our second person is Mel Corbelis.
Okay.
Emo Queen. And finally, our third person is Freddie Randall. Oh gosh.
Oh, the little kid?
The kid.
Okay.
Laura says Ingrid would take me out.
I think Freddie's the only one I'd be able to take in a fight, so I'm gonna have to fight Freddie. Like, I'm sorry.
Just throw an ice ball.
Exactly. I think Freddie's the only one I could possibly take.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, logically, I have to fight Freddie. I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to. Mm-hmm. Ingrid's like a mechanical engineer. She might make some pretty good money. So I would have to marry her because, just the financial benefits of that. There's no choice. And then I'd have to kiss Mel. I'll give her like a parental kiss on the forehead. She is a child.
She is.
She is.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good one. You got 2 minors.
Yeah, that was a little rough, but you know what? We make it work.
Yeah, we made it work. Jetpack says Ingrid has a voice like butter. Marry Ingrid, she can afford that amazing watch. That's right. See?
Jetpack gets it. You do.
Yeah.
You got it.
Laura says, fighting Freddie for my life. So good. Oh my gosh. Okay, time for some more questions.
Okay.
What would be the best soundtrack for yoga?
Well, I'd have to go with like one of the playlists that Gooba and Jetpack have put together because they always organize it so well. So one of like the calmer, chiller, more serene ones.
Yeah. Gosh, I love those. They're so good.
Yeah.
This one made me laugh. Which Nancy Drew character would be the worst student?
So I'm going to think about this in terms of math. Okay. Look at my list.
Everybody take
Okay,
note.
it's a tie. It's a tie.
Oh, really?
I would say Lucas.
Oh.
I think he would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
But I also think that Joe Hardy would drive me nuts.
I hope Tori isn't here.
But I say this with love because he's always asking like wild, abstract questions.
Yeah.
And I am such a sucker for those. And I will literally get distracted by it and then we get off topic because I am so invested in this. We once had a 5-minute conversation in one of my 8th grade classes about like why if you put milk in the bowl before cereal you're a psychopath. No offense to anyone. No offense if anyone does it, but like that is the wrong answer obviously. And we had one kid in class who did it, so we had to verify, we had to talk about this. Also, oh my gosh, I don't remember, I think it was 2 years ago. When that thing went around, are there more doors in the world or wheels?
Oh gosh.
That was a whole thing.
Oh, I don't like that. Oh,
well, then because it came up
for serial kid complex though.
Nah, he was fine.
Okay, good.
He knew. He knew it wasn't. He knew. He admitted it. But we got so philosophical. I'm like, well, do you call anything with a hinge a door? Like, you know, the premise of a door is that it opens on a hinge. So could you like define all these things as doors? It got too much.
Oh, that's... I don't like thinking about that.
Yeah.
Okay, before I move on to the next question, I have to ask, because I've been looking at it, is the teacup behind you the Hogwarts teacup?
No, so the teacup behind me was a gift from a student. I believe it was a candle, and I believe that it was like a homemade candle, and it was beautiful. I just don't use candles. So like I lit it once for a little while, and it was very nice. And then I didn't want to waste the cup.
Yeah.
So now it's a beautiful decoration.
It's pretty. From where I could see, it looked like the same teacup that I have that's like a Hogwarts one.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was an end of the year gift this past year, and it was absolutely beautiful.
That's
and
really
I love
fun.
that she took the time to make something with her hands, and like that is just so beautiful and valuable to me. You know, when someone takes the time to make something for you because they think they thought of you. I think that's so wonderful, and I was so touched.
Yeah, oh, I love that. Okay, so if you could swap places with one of the characters for a day, who would it be and why?
Okay. One character for a day. Let me think.
That's a hard one.
Maybe. I know. Because, like, part of me, there's a bunch of characters I'd love to swap with just because, you know, I want to go to where they live.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I've always wanted to go to Ireland, so, like, can I swap with someone from Castle Malloy?
Yeah. The sheep.
Yeah. Maybe. Because it's just... maybe I could swap with Dagny from Sea of Darkness, because if it's just a day, I know she's going to be traveling somewhere cool, and I don't know where it would be. It would be like a surprise.
Oh, that's a fun answer.
Right?
Oh, she's so
Because I wouldn't know what to expect. I wouldn't know where I would be, as opposed to I think a lot of other people you kind of predict.
Yeah, they all sit in the same spot.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's a really good answer to that question.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is probably my favorite question of the whole night.
Oh, I can't wait.
Why. I just like it. Is there a game that people don't usually have very high on their list that you have a soft spot for? I love that. I don't know why, I just love it.
So what are the ones that people are not always big fans of?
Oh goodness, there are so many.
Well, I mean, obviously there's... Because I can tell you ones that other people love that I'm not the biggest fan of for, like, weird random reasons.
Yeah.
But... I know a lot of people don't really like Labyrinth of Lies. But I was obsessed with Greek mythology when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
So I do really enjoy it. Specifically because I loved learning about Greek mythology, so I knew a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd pick that one.
Yeah, that makes
I also
sense.
did... I know that Midnight in Salem got a lot of negative feedback, but I did really enjoy it.
Same.
It was, I think, tough the first playthrough, but the more that times that I played through it after, once I kind of got used to the changes, because that was the hardest part. You know, there's a lot of changes in one game, and that's understandable. Big changes, people can feel resistant. But once I kind of got used to those changes, there was a lot that I really liked about it.
Yeah, actually, I really like Mid. Like, it has a lot of issues, and I could wax poetic about them for hours. However, I really do enjoy the game. Like, I felt like it was just a really, like, enjoyable indie game that I randomly found on Steam. You know, like, that's how it felt to me. It was just like, it was different than what I was used to, but I liked it.
Ooh, and you know what? Tori reminded me. A lot of people don't like Deadly Device. I am a ride or die for Nikola Tesla, so loved that game. Actually, his old lab is on Long Island, and I've been to like a Nikola Tesla day there.
Cool.
Yeah, we got to meet his like last living relative who was like 1,000,000 years old. It was so cool. And then there was this guy who dressed up as Nikola Tesla and just silently walked around the whole time. It was awesome. And then there was this kid that played the theremin, which is like a musical instrument that uses that creates sound based on some of the science behind Tesla's research and inventions, and it's super cool.
That's so fun. Yeah. Oh, the chat is really great right now. We have people who hate lie. We have people who love lie. We have people who also enjoy mid. There are people in the chat who absolutely love Shattered Medallion.
That's another one. I love that game.
I love Shattered Medallion.
Yeah, it is so not Nancy Drew vibes, but I think that's intentional because we are getting like the once in a lifetime chance to meet this weird guy that we have just been accidentally following around and has like been influenced so many of the things we've done, and there is really no other setting that we could get to know him in other than like a completely isolated environment.
Yeah. And
that
you know
is completely like designed by him.
Yeah. That's not a Nancy Drew game. That's a Sunny June game.
I agree.
Yeah.
I actually just played that game recently because the one trophy I have not been able to get is the compassionate one. No. Because you have to have every single conversation with George, both in person and on the phone. Yep. And I guess like I keep missing one because I am constantly checking in on her. I don't know how I didn't get it even before she like has her tragic bridge accident. Don't even get me started on that. She like freezes even though she can clearly tell that the bridge is not stable, and it's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, instead of getting off the bridge. Sorry, I have a lot of feelings about it.
No, it's okay. Well, actually, that brings up a question that I have. So, you love Labyrinth of Lies. Like, this is related, I swear. There's one trophy that I've never been able to get in that game. And it's I forget what it's called, but it's the one you have to listen to every single recording of their, of them, like, practicing their play, whatever, rehearsals. And I have tried twice going through that game, like going in every 5 minutes, checking again. I've played them start to finish multiple times. I get right up to the very end and I'm like, I know the game is about to end in about like 20 seconds. Let me just go check them again. I go in again and I listen to everything, and I've still never gotten that trophy.
That's so weird, because I know I've gotten that because it was annoying to listen to because you can't skip the conversations on those. But you know what? There's this website I actually just found. Well, I didn't just find it. I'm pretty sure it's the Nancy Drew Wiki, but it like lists out every conversation you have to get the Compassionate Award. And I'm wondering if it would also have that for, I'll send it to you, for the Labyrinth of Lie trophies. Yeah, it's like all of the awards that you could possibly get for every game, and it tells you how to get them.
Oh, hold on. There are multiple people in the chat telling us that there is a patch for that on her site and that it's a glitch. And, okay.
Oh, no.
That makes sense. See, if I had known that, it would have saved me a lot of trouble.
Do you know how angry I am? The amount of things that I've learned in the past, like, 4 months of knowing you guys. Like, one of the entire reasons that I avoided playing Danger by Design as often as I play other games is because of the photo development scene.
You didn't know you
and then to learn you can skip them with and Secret of Shadow Ranch. The magnet puzzle?
You just step back 10 times. Yeah.
I didn't know these things. And now I'm learning. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Curse of Blackmore Manor, the over the door puzzle? Step back 10 times. Gets easier.
Oh, I really like that one, though. I like solving that one. That one's so fun.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, Casey says for some reason there's a recording that's only on the bonus edition. Okay, so if I were to go into the developers menu
and activate bonus, that should work.
Yeah. Then okay, so I'll do that next time.
Have you done that before?
Oh yeah. Oh, I am all.
Well, I mean, but no, I mean like, and then try to get the trophy. Have you done that?
Not for that particular game, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm nuts. I am. I fully admit it. I have all of the games like on my computer. And then I learned about Steam from you guys and that I can download almost all of them, save for like 2. Mm-hmm. And then it makes it easier if I have to get a new computer to download, and then I just have to transfer like 2 games. But I didn't realize that the Steam games are not the bonus versions, and I have the bonus versions for all. And I didn't even realize that there were bonus versions. I guess that when I downloaded from Her Interactive, they were bonus versions. So I was like, oh, that sucks. But then I learned about the cheat menu, and I have so much fun playing around with that. Let me just tell you. So now I always activate bonus, but it's so much fun. Like I look at the charms, and every time I get a charm, I look to see which number charm it is in the like logic category, and then I write it down. Same with the eggs and like the fish and the shells and stuff in Creature of Kapu Cave. I want to figure out like which, because that was before they were labeling the variables.
Yeah.
So it was just like item 3, item 4. So I had to like figure out which ones were which.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Laura didn't know about the bonus versions either. Oh my gosh. Well, welcome to an amazing world. It is so much fun. All right. So
hi, Joanna.
Oh,
sorry.
Hey, girl.
I just saw Joanna. Joanna, before you leave, don't leave yet. I have your postcard.
It's so pretty.
It is so pretty, right?
Love it. Love it, love it. All right, next question. What's your favorite thing about being a teacher?
Oh, man. That is so hard to pick one thing.
No.
I guess, if I had to pick one thing, and I guess this could kind of then encompass a lot of other things, I get to share something I love with people every single day. And one of the most beautiful things is when you have a kid who was so discouraged and they hated math, not because it was math, but because they just felt they couldn't do it. And you see them actually like accomplishing things.
Yeah.
And seeing that like spark come alive and learning that they can do it and learning to believe in themselves, it's just the most amazing thing.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
You know, getting to develop these relationships with these students and watching them learn that they can do it.
Love that.
That's, I think, one of my all-time favorite things.
Makes sense, yeah. All right, if there was an outfit from the games that you would wear, which would it be?
Oh no. I gotta say, I do not like a lot of Nancy's outfits.
No.
The beginning of the game, the early games, I know that was like 90s aughts fashion, but no, you could not pay me to wear some of those shirts. And then we don't always see a lot of her outfits.
Yeah.
Maybe...
I guess it could be any character.
True. I like Elka's style a lot. Like, I vibe with that style.
Yes. Did you get the shirt?
No, I didn't. Not yet. But I'm the type of person, like, I'm very big on comfort. I have a lot of sensory texture issues. I wear the same pair of pants every day in like a million different colors. They are the Old Navy pixie pants, by the way. They're
the best.
My favorite pants. They are so stretchy and so comfortable, but they are professional looking. Yes. And then I like tuck in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like that is my outfit for the day. So like that, her whole vibe is my whole vibe.
I think you need to get Elka's t-shirt.
I know. I think I do.
You know, it's one of my favorite shirts now. I got it like when they revealed her, I became like immediately obsessed with her, and I was like, I must have her shirt. So I bought her shirt, and it's just so comfy. Like I did not expect to love it so much, but I love it.
Is it soft?
It's softer than like a typical like it doesn't feel like a Gildan t-shirt, you know?
Okay, then I could probably deal. Okay.
Yeah.
You might have sold me.
You're welcome. Yeah. So yeah, I liked it a lot. Okay. Which teacher type character in the games is your favorite? I don't even know what that means.
It's okay, I can think. Well, I mean, I feel like teacher and educator can be anyone. Doesn't necessarily have to be someone in a school, but someone that is teaching you something.
Yeah.
I really like, oh my god, what's his name? John in Tomb of the Lost Queen. We only really have him on the phone.
John Boyle?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he explains things so wonderfully, even just over the phone.
I really like his voice actor too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's got a nice voice.
He does. Yeah, I really love his voice. It's like smooth.
Now, this is the total opposite type of teacher I am, but I also kind of like Tex.
Yeah.
Because like I would never ever teach like that, but with my personality, telling me like I can't do something is like like no, you can't go riding unless you're able to do this, and you won't be able to. Like he doesn't believe in you at all, and then I'm like, okay, watch me. You know.
Yes. Love Tex.
So I don't like him as a teacher. I just think I would excel.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I also think, oh my god, what's his name? I'm blanking. The ghost guy in Last Train to Boom Boom Canyon.
Oh, John Gray?
Oh, another John. Okay, yeah. It was John in my head. I'm like, it can't be. I think he does such a good, like, he is so kind with the way he explains things, and especially, like, knowing that people probably don't believe in what he believes and think he's doing a bunch of, like, BS. He is still so kind and so willing to explain and teach about what he does. To try to like open minds. Agree.
Yeah, I really love him as a character, but also I love that Nancy comes to him with like spooky situations, and she's like, "You're the ghost guy. I think I just saw a ghost," and he's like, "No, I can explain that scientifically." And like,
yes, and he actually talks about the science.
Yeah, I love that.
Although, I mean, that was a really dumb move, putting duct tape in like this fancy looking box. Like, first of all, why would you do that? That's stupid. Keep it in your trunk. Yeah. And then it locked, and then he didn't even like it's. You could figure that puzzle out, man. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so here's a fun one for you. Which 3 characters would you pick to do a yoga class with?
Okay.
And why is it Tex, John, and John? No, I'm kidding.
I think Abby from Message in a Haunted Mansion would be totally like yoga vibes. Mm-hmm. She might be annoying, but we don't really talk in yoga, so it's okay. I think.
Please text at yoga, says Laura.
I'm taking this so seriously.
Go for it.
I think Mason from Deadly Device needs a yoga class. I don't think he'll ever take one, but like he needs to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
I feel like Ingrid would be into yoga. Mm-hmm. And I feel like May would be pretty like good at yoga from Midnight in Salem. I feel like she would be. I feel like she'd enjoy it.
Yeah,
like she would act like she's too cool for it, but she would enjoy it.
That's a really fun class you got there.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so remember earlier we were talking about conspiracy theories?
Yeah.
So what is your favorite game of conspiracy theory?
Probably that we don't see Ned because he's Charlie and Charlie went into witness protection program. That is my favorite because it is so out of pocket. Yeah. Like it is so completely out of pocket, but like it makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
It's the same voice actor. Like it is totally plausible. It's a conspiracy theory that could be easily made canon.
There you go. You heard it here first, guys, so, no, actually, I wasn't here first, but you know what? I'm claiming it. Shannon has spoken. Okay, what, you're gonna love this one. What is the absolute worst calculator you have ever dealt with?
I am, like, all in, ride or die with Texas Instruments.
I've noticed.
Yeah. They're like spread out on my desk right now because I'm ridiculous. Casio. Casio scientific calculators. They just annoy me because of the placement of some of the keys. I don't like them.
That's so funny. Yeah. That's what I had.
Well, so most middle schools use those. Mm-hmm. Like even the middle school I taught in used those.
Yeah.
My school growing up used the Texas Instruments ones, so that's what I was used to. Yeah. And I guess that just caused me to not like Casio calculators.
That's okay.
Although they're so much cheaper, so I get why.
Yeah.
But I'm just a TI girly.
That's why I had a Casio.
I am currently like trying so hard. They're doing this teacher giveaway. Yeah. It's 6 weeks, 3 winners every week. And you win a customized planner, which is like, okay, cool. I'm very picky with my teacher planners, but the planner has calculator activities in it. So I want that. Like, I want that bad. You get a calculator of your choice.
Oh my God.
So like, I already have a lot of thoughts. And you get a plushie of their calculator buddy mascot. I have never wanted anything more in my life. And I am trying. It's been like 3 weeks, I think. I've been trying so hard. I've not been picked yet, but I want to win so bad.
Oh my gosh, I hope you win.
That's how obsessed with Texas Instruments I am.
Oh my gosh, I love that for you. If you need to tag people in order to win, you are more than welcome to tag all 4 of my accounts.
Well, luckily you don't have to. It's like this thing, like you like.
Share.
It's a lot of giveaways I've seen use this. You like just log in with the name and an email, and then there's different things you could do to gain entry. Mm-hmm. So it's like read our new blog post, watch our new video. I'm like, great.
Yeah.
I did it anyway.
I hope you win. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Okay, so this next question is the last one before another game of FMK, and this one also made me giggle. I love this question. Do you own an abacus?
I don't, but I would love one.
You need to get you.
They are so cool.
Yeah.
Too. I have this cradle up there. Obviously, that is not math. That is one of Newton's laws. But I would love an abacus. That would be
you need an abacus.
So cool.
I think there's an empty spot on that shelf right there for an abacus.
No, are you kidding? It would come with me to school. It would be like part of my classroom because I brought all of my math books. They're in a bookcase in my classroom. I bring my math toys to school.
Good. I love that. Okay.
I miss them at home, but they're not in there.
Yeah. It makes more sense to be in your math room. Okay. All right. Which wheel do you want? All the characters, all the men, or all the women?
Switch it up. Let's do all women.
All right. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Our first character is going to be Fatima.
Oh boy, okay.
Starting off strong. Okay, our second character is... Oh gosh, Jane Pendleton. And our third and final character is... Wheel is struggling.
Oh, there you are.
Laura. Alright.
Remind me who Laura is?
Mora? Oh, sorry, Mora Chisholm from...
Oh, Mora! Okay, yeah. I got you. Alright. So right away, my first instinct is fight Jane for a lot of different reasons. One, because she is... I have some very choice words for her. Two, because I think she's the only one I could take. Like, maybe I could take Moira, but I feel like she still has some tricks up her sleeve. Like, she was a spy. She could probably take me down.
Yeah.
She probably also has weapons.
Yeah.
I would kiss Fatima because I am not marrying that. I'm not marrying her. No, thank you. I know myself. I could never live in that town. I'm a suburbs girl through and through, or city girl through and through. Like, I can't live where she lives, so that would not work for me in the long term.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll marry Moira.
Yeah.
She's probably she's got a nice house. She's had a lot of experience in her life. She's probably got a good setup, you know?
Yeah, she's probably set for life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love it. All right, now
Gooba and Jetpack, or is it Jetpack is there? Sorry, I'm reading the thing. Gooba and Jetpack, we are on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for everyone wondering how calculators work, I love that. They're basically mini computers. And I always tell my students, because they're always like, the calculator says this. And I go, well, that's wrong. They're like, well, the calculator's wrong. And I say, no, the calculator's only as good as what you put into it. The calculator's only as smart as its operator. So if you don't know, that's why it's important in these classes to learn how to use them, because they're literally computers that you have to know how to program.
Yeah. All right. We have just a few more questions, and then we will play one more game of FMK.
Okay.
And our first question is, what is your comfort puzzle from the games?
Comfort puzzle. Ooh. I love almost all of the puzzles. I am like all puzzles are welcome type of person. I will say, I love when Rentaro gives us the puzzle book, because I love Sudokus, I love nonograms. Like, I do those every single day in my life. And I love the Hidato. I think they call it something else, but I think like the common name is
the
Hidato.
Renograms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
Those are fun. I love Sudoku so much. If I'm ever going through like a lot in life and I need like something to calm me down, something to get me through anxiety, I do Sudoku puzzles.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I will actually do, like, if I can't sleep, I'll do Sudoku and nonogram until I fall asleep. And Minesweeper. I love Minesweeper too.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, Minesweeper is great now that I learned how to do it. But
that was the thing. I had to learn how to do it, and then I was like, oh, this actually is fun.
Yeah, it makes more sense instead of just like randomly clicking. But we grew up in a time period where that it was like that and solitaire on your computer, and there were no instructions.
No, there weren't. And it was that or the pinball machine.
The pinball! I loved the pinball.
Which was so much fun.
Yes.
But after enough time, you get annoyed at it and you need to do something else. Also, that there was this one game, Hearts. I never really knew how to play it, but I tried.
I have no idea how to play Hearts. Yeah, but and then of course the like ye old classic was Microsoft Paint. So
Paint. That was how I first learned how to do screenshots.
Really?
I forget, there was like a combination of buttons on your keyboard and you paste it into Paint.
Nice. Love that.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Hotchkiss.
Oh, hello. Or ahoy hoy, rather. Okay. If you could have a character's job from the games, what would it be and why?
Oh my. Okay, so like logically, like in actuality, I would totally love to work like Ellie's job or something from Deadly Device. Mm-hmm. I actually almost majored in physics before I decided on math. But it was more of like a hobby interest, I realized. So that would be so cool.
Yeah.
But like fantasy, I would love to be a spy. I always used to love spy stuff. So that would have been so cool.
So cool. I love that. So this next question, you've definitely already answered tonight in like a roundabout way. But I'll go ahead and ask it again if you have anything extra to say. And the question is, have you brought Nancy Drew into your classroom? And if so, how do your students respond?
So yeah, a little bit. I did mention it earlier. We actually I had promised some of the kids in that class that like on the last day of classes we could play a game, but it ended up not happening for different reasons. But I definitely want to try to integrate it more this year.
Good luck.
For sure. Because I think that even if it's not specific to the stuff that we're learning, the actual concepts and topics, there is so much critical thinking and problem solving involved. And those are the skills that you need in math and that are the most important that you learn in math. And like whenever kids say, oh, when am I going to use this? And I say, oh, you'll probably never need to use a quadratic formula. But you're going to need to know how to think logically, how to problem solve, how to have critical thinking skills, how to look at data that's presented in the news and stuff and be able to tell whether it's accurate, whether it's misleading. There's so much that you do learn in math. It's not so much about the topics themselves, it's the skills that you're learning as we learn the topics.
I love that.
And that's what I love about Nancy Drew. Well, when you teach math, you have to learn very quickly to rationalize why we're learning the things we're learning. And I am unfailingly honest with my students. Like, they'll be like, this is stupid. I'm like, yeah, it is. And they're like, what? I'm like, no, I don't like this either. But unfortunately, we have to do it. And here's the benefits that you're going to get from it. Mm-hmm. And I find that makes them they'll buy into it more. They'll be like, okay, you know what? You're honest with us and I see why it's important. So let's do it.
Yeah, I love that. I don't know if you have the chat open, but Sammy's comment just made me laugh so hard about the job you want. She says, Prudence Rutherford's dog Ginger. That's the job I want.
That's amazing.
Love it. Okay. If you were a supporting character in a game, which game would you want to be in?
Oh, which game would I want to be in? Okay.
But they specified supporting character, so you can't be Nancy.
Oh, I know that because I would love to be Nancy.
I know, right?
But if I had to be a supporting character, maybe... Okay, there's two ideas here.
Okay.
One is to be in White Wolf of Icicle Creek, because then I just get to stay at a fun hotel,
That's a great idea.
All of the supporting characters pretty much are guests, and that would be so much fun. Yeah. Do I like the cold? Absolutely not. But there's a fireplace there. It's like warm inside, and I am an indoor cat, so.
Yeah, you can just lodge. Nobody said you had to go ski.
Exactly. Like, what do I do when I'm not working? I sleep. So, let's sleep somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
sleep at the Fox and Geese table.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, I've actually fallen asleep in the faculty lounge before, so I could do that. Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon, because the supporting characters are also detectives, so I'd still get to solve a mystery.
That's right.
And I would get to work with Nancy to solve that mystery.
That's such a good answer. The best game.
What can I say?
All right. What are your thoughts on Key so far?
I'm very excited. Yeah, I love what they've been putting out. There have been times when at first I was a bit disappointed at like the big reveal stuff, like when they revealed it was in Prague, when they were, but I also then kind of reflected and remembered that not everyone is so intensely obsessed with this as I am. So there are people who didn't know it was in Prague because they haven't been doing deep dives and spiraling like crazy.
Well, our chat figured out it was in Prague like months ago.
Yes, but not everyone did. Like, we're a small percentage of the people, so I understand that. I love the characters that they've introduced. I am like what's it called? The animations are absolutely gorgeous. The music has been cool. I really liked how they like, I love the puzzles. I know some people don't. I know it kind of feels drawn out, but like me personally, I don't mind waiting. Would I love it to come out tomorrow? Absolutely. But at the same time, like, okay, if it's not going to be out for a while, I'm going to be distracted anyway. So it's okay. And I have 33 games that I could replay in the meantime.
There you go.
And if they keep on putting out these puzzles, I mean, I think that it is so brilliant what they've done with their marketing on this, and how they've been like, hey, we know we've been radio silent for a long time, so let's get back into the what's it called, like the detective mindset, and let's solve these puzzles, and let's make them really hard for you guys. I love that. Because they're not underestimating anyone, you know. Like, these puzzles are hard, and most times we probably couldn't figure them out without collaboration. And I think that is brilliant, because not only is it giving us a good challenge, they are encouraging the community to come together and work together. That is just like, that is mind-blowing.
I know. I love that so much, because like, that's actually why I was brought on as a mod in the Facebook group, because we were like, nobody's collaborating on Facebook. Like, Discord is really tight, Instagram is really tight, but Facebook is over here in Dry Creek. They have no idea what's going on.
If I'm right, the posts, they don't post right away either, right? So it's hard to be doing the like working together in real time there, because there's going to be a lag.
That's why they brought me on, because I was like, hey, if I'm a mod, I will be on automatic post approval. And I'm a stay-at-home mom for the most part, so I can be near my phone to like be notified that something has happened, and then I can go and post it on Facebook. And so things have definitely gotten better over there, but then of course the puzzles have kind of stopped, so...
But I have seriously noticed a huge change in the content and the attitude towards the game too, since you've been more on top of posting the updates. I think it's been a really great change.
Thank you.
I'm not very active there, but it's, I think, been a really good change. But yeah, I love everything they've been doing. There are times when I may have a slightly negative or frustrated initial reaction to something, because I'm just so in the zone, but once I step back and think about it, it's actually wonderful, you know? And I love the team. The team is just, they are Indy, Brigella, Squid, and Ghost, who we don't really know as much about, but the other three are like so much more like in our faces and active.
They're involved,
they are wonderful people, and they care so much about the fan base, and they listen to us in terms of like they are interested in what our feedback is and our reactions are to the things that they put out, because they want to make things that the fans love because they're fans themselves.
Yeah.
I think they're brilliant.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. Last handful of questions, rather. What is your comfort game?
Last Train to Booming Canyon.
That's a good one.
I can play that. That's my favorite game of all time. I could play it with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
So when I really feel like playing a game, it's usually that one. If I don't know what I'm going to play.
It's the best game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you a fan of anything else to the extent that you are of Nancy Drew?
I was a huge Harry Potter fan growing up. That got really got me through elementary school. You can see I have my books here. I've got like my Legos that my nephew gives me and builds with me. Very big fan of all things Harry Potter growing up. So maybe that.
Wait.
Obviously math.
Hold on. Don't tell me. But can we all guess what Hogwarts house you are?
Go for it.
I have a guess.
I think I've said this in the chat, but...
Have you? Okay, I don't remember. I have a guess. I want everyone else to guess, and we'll come back to that after the next question.
I am so interested to see what people will think, because it's normally not what people think.
I feel like I know, but if I'm wrong, it's going to be so bad.
No, it's okay. I mean, I think being in any house would be a wonderful, there are no bad houses.
Yeah. Morgan says she said it, so I won't guess. Okay, I don't remember. I mean, you've probably said it.
Okay, so what about this, Morgan? If you didn't know, what would you have thought? How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, like what would your initial reaction be if you didn't know?
Yeah. Okay. I'll let some more people answer. Do you think you'll ever stream again?
I don't know. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
But we were like, number one, I wouldn't want to stream without my sister because we just like, that's kind of our thing. She's home now. We've already played like 2 games and she got home yesterday. So that would be fun. But there are so many awesome people who stream, that I don't, other than if I were to try to do more speed streams.
I mean,
you did?
Yeah, you and your sister are like just so good together. And then, like, of course, I love you, so, like, I loved watching it. But also, I love speedruns, so, like...
And I am a speedy person. I have 2, like, ways that I like to play the games. I either speedrun them and go as fast as I possibly can. And see, like, most games I can play in under, like, an hour and a half. Like, not speed running.
Yeah.
So, sometimes I'm like, how fast can I play it? Or I try to get every single award possible.
Yes. There's no
usually it's like exactly. Usually that's like with my sister, and like we make a note of every single award, every single phone charm, every single egg, and we just like have to get them all.
I love that.
So usually it's one of the 2. So I don't know if I would ever. I mean, it definitely most likely would not be when school is happening, just because life's too crazy. But I'm not gonna say never.
Yeah,
you never know. But right now there are no plans.
Can I issue a challenge?
Oh no! What? I'm also. I should say I'm also like a major procrastinator. So you can issue a challenge. It might not happen until next year.
Okay, so earlier this year, I did a speed run of Secrets Can Kill Remastered.
And the one that was like 11 minutes, right?
I did it in 14 minutes, I think. So
okay.
I want you to beat it.
Okay. So I didn't realize it was remastered. For some reason, I thought that you could only do that with the original one. That's the one game. Well, I haven't played the Dossier games. I don't really know if I'm interested in playing them. I have to watch someone stream them first before I buy them. Also, I'm going to wait till like a sale.
Yeah.
But I do not have a copy of the original Secrets Can Kill. So I thought that was that one. But if it's remastered that you do that, I'm definitely going to look into that.
It was the remastered. Yeah. So the original, there is a really crazy way that you can speedrun it in like 4 minutes. But I went for the absolutely no cheats at all. Just playing really fast. Getting through
everything fast.
So I didn't skip any conversations or anything. I just did like regular gameplay, and I did it in 14 minutes. So I want you to beat me.
Okay, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
I'll make a plan with my sister. We'll talk.
Sounds good.
It may be next summer, but just so you know.
That's fine. That is so fine. Okay. Okay. So I'm seeing there's one vote for Hufflepuff. There's one vote for Ravenclaw. There's a vote for. She says I want to say Ravenclaw, but I'm gonna go Slytherin. Let's see, Slytherin. Yeah. So my guess is also Slytherin. So what are you?
You guys are correct. And that is from the Pottermore sorting quiz, which I acknowledge is like the most accurate one.
Yeah.
Because it is from the makers of Harry Potter. But absolutely, I am incredibly ambitious. I will always find, and this sounds horrible, but like I will always find a way to get what I want if I really want something.
Yeah.
I will find a way to make it happen. So I definitely have that cunning ability. But a lot of people have said Ravenclaw in the past.
Yeah, it's because of the math.
Yeah, I think that's why. But yeah, I'm 100% Slytherin. Yeah. I actually have a little Slytherin bookmark right here. It fell down. That my best friend got. Well, my best friend in college got me.
Cute. I love that. Oh, do you know? Do you know what I am? I think it's pretty obvious.
What are you?
You guess.
Are you a Slytherin too?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that's. I'm not good at like reading cues. I don't know, because I could see you as both Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw.
Really?
You don't seem very impulsive, so I'm not going to say Gryffindor.
It is one of those two. Not Gryffindor.
Hufflepuff?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because you're like always so kind, so it makes sense.
Yeah, so you know how you said you will always find a way to like get what you want? I will always find a way to like get a cookie. So
weren't the Hufflepuffs near the kitchen?
Yeah, so I will always find a way to throw a tea party for my friends. That person.
That is so cute. You're definitely like Hufflepuff aesthetic vibes.
Yes.
Situation going.
Yes. I'm all like yellow and pink and happy and just yes.
I think the sorting in itself is kind of dumb. It's like, are you smart? Are you brave? Are you nice? Or are you evil? You know, like it's everyone is every house, really.
Yeah.
But I get for the purpose of the plot and such why.
Don't get me started on Slytherin being the evil house, though. All my best friends are Slytherins.
Listen, I can't go into this. We'd be here too long. I was in fourth. I tried to read the books in kindergarten, but that was like a little too advanced for my. I thought it was about a cat because like McGonagall in the very beginning of Sorcerer's Stone is like in her cat form. So I was like, this is so dumb. And I got into it in third grade. I was homesick for a week and I read all 4 books.
Nice.
I like devoured those books. And when I think I was in 4th grade, I went to a Barnes and Noble. No, sorry, it was a Borders. I miss Borders so much. Borders was my home. But I went to a book discussion and I didn't realize it was for adults, and I was legitimately the only kid there. And I got into an argument with somebody about the most insignificant detail, and I took my book. It was Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
And
the best one.
I went through the book until I found the answer to prove that I was right.
Oh, I love that.
So I was very intense about the book.
So good. Oh, Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite.
Okay, Tori says Harry said the bravest man he ever met was in Slytherin. Okay, but I also have a lot of like, okay, I get Snape's story, but he was still a jerk.
Yeah.
Like, you don't, I'm a teacher, you don't treat kids like that, no matter how you feel about their parents.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if for anyone who loves Snape, I'm sorry. I do recognize he's got this redemption arc, but like at the end of the day, he really was abusive to Harry, and I am not a fan. Yeah, also, not really a fan of Dumbledore because I feel like he took advantage of minors.
Listen, that
he
man
gave them no answers and would just send them on adventures and manipulate them. And while I think he was probably a fun dude, like, don't treat students like that.
I have my doubts. No, I cannot freaking stand Dumbledore. He is the worst person. No adult should ever knowingly leave a child in the situation that Harry was in, where he was getting abused at home. They were they were withholding food from him. Like,
yes. Oh my gosh.
Just, no adults, especially because he was a teacher, okay? Like, come on.
He wasn't even a teacher, he was admin. Like, the principal I work for has gone to kids' houses to help them come to school. Like, yeah. He is not about having a kid in any bad situation. Like, I know what good administration looks like. That is not it.
Yeah.
I have an amazing principal, and if Dumbledore was my principal, I'd quit.
Yes. So, yeah, I think that a lot of the adults in the Harry Potter series are really crap. But then there are some nice ones.
Horrible.
Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, so we've just gone on a 20-minute tangent about Harry Potter, and I'm sorry, everyone. I know you came here for Nancy Drew content, but
it was only short. It's fine, because we could have kept going.
Okay, I think we've got... Okay, we have 2 more questions. 1 more question, and then the traveling question. Then we're going to play FMK, and then you guys are gone, okay? So, what are you most looking forward to this coming school year?
Oh, I had so many things. I've been taking 5 classes this summer, and I've learned so many things that I want to incorporate. Last year, I introduced these daily 90-second SEL brain breaks into my class, and the kids loved them. They learned a lot, and I would actually see them using different breathing techniques when they were stressed, which was amazing. Because to me, it is so important to understand how things work. Like, I was always that kid that my mom would put me to bed and I'd be like, how do radio waves work? And she was like, oh my gosh, go to bed. And that's why when I was a kid, I had the big book of how and why. But so for me, I always want to understand the reason behind why things are and why things are important. So when I tell them, your mental health is important, it's like, okay, but that's not telling me anything. So we talk a little bit about what actually happens in your body when you feel stress and anxiety. Like, that's the parasympathetic pathway. The sympathetic nervous system is, and your body rapidly increases its cortisol production, and you're getting less oxygen to your prefrontal cortex, and that's why you feel the way you do. And then how we can, different techniques that we can use to activate the parasympathetic nervous system pathway that calms you down, what the different chemicals are in the brain that contribute to happiness and emotions, like dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and how what activities help your brain produce that, so that they understand how their brains work, and they understand they have an understanding of what's happening in their bodies when they panic. Because I struggled with anxiety my whole life. I have an anxiety disorder. I'm neurodivergent myself, so it's all stuff that I've learned to help myself. And they've had huge benefits on my life. And so I'm not just spouting this to you saying you should do it. I've actually done it myself. So I'm expanding on that this year, definitely. I'm doing some rearranging in my classroom as well. So I'm very excited about that.
That's so exciting. Oh, I wish I'd had teachers like you.
Tell that to your mom.
That's real. That means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Your mom was your teacher.
I know. I was homeschooled. I needed teachers like you.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So, your traveling question.
Okay.
Is Liv asked this, and I love that I have this because like everybody gets like a ton of questions each time, but a lot of the people that I have on my show never ask questions, so I love that I like make them. So this is Liv's question for you is, what is some advice you'd give young people considering becoming teachers?
That's a great question. I guess maybe a couple of things. The first is make sure to take care of, and this goes in what I was just saying, make sure to take care of your own mental and physical health. When I was in teacher prep program, so many of our like guests who are teachers, and they're like, you got to be prepared to be staying hours and hours after school to do lesson planning. That's just what new teachers do. I have almost never done that.
Yeah.
I was very lucky. My very first teaching placement, all the teachers would walk out together. So if I was staying late, they'd be like, nope, you're coming home. You're not going to do that to yourself. Yeah. Because when you don't take care of your own mental and physical health, you're not going to be able to be the best person and the best teacher that you can be. And you won't be putting your best foot forward.
Amen.
As someone with an autoimmune disease as well, I have to be extra careful about that, because when I do too much, it leads to flare-ups.
Yeah.
And then I like quite literally cannot even go to school. I'm just in bed. So I have to be extra mindful of that.
Yeah. Work-life balance is very important.
Exactly. And the environment for a new teacher can be very toxic when your mindset is, I have to stay until 7 p.m. every day lesson planning. No, you don't have to. There are, like, you are allowed to bring work home. Like, usually I bring my work home because at least I can be at home and take care of myself. I know a lot of people don't like to do that, and that's totally fair, especially if you have kids,
Yeah.
But you have to take care of yourself. It's okay to stay late, but don't make a habit of it. Don't do it all the time, or else you're going to burn out so quickly. And there is such a large percentage of teachers that don't make it past year 5 because of that. And number 2 would be to be careful not to make your profession your identity. I feel like that's not talked about a lot. And I think it's applicable to any job, but especially with teachers, we give so much of ourselves to our job because most teachers, I'm very lucky. I live in a state where teachers make a very nice wage, but they're like, I know I will be secure financially. I know I will have job security because we have unions and tenure and all these wonderful protections for teachers. But in a lot of other places in this country, teachers don't make a living wage. They don't have job security. So it is so important to make sure you are not tying your identity to your job. Teaching is not who you are, it's what you do. And that's not to say that like you can never do that. As a new teacher, you might have to make it your identity. Like right now, teaching is a little bit my identity because I'm starting out, right? Next year is my tenure year. I'm doing like Master's Plus credits for job advancement. But within the next 5 years or so, it's not going to be because I'm going to be, and I'll still always learn and grow as a teacher, but I need to make sure that my identity is separate from my teaching, because a lot, like, what if we hit another, economic downfall and teachers get laid off and I get laid off, right? Then I'm like losing my identity.
Yeah.
And I'm not always at school, you know, I'm not a teacher all the time. So I have to be secure in who I am. And I think working towards that will make you a better teacher and a better person.
I love that.
Those are my two biggest things. Because I think a lot of times in teacher prep programs, thank you, they just have you so integrated with teaching that it's important to know that you are allowed to take a step back and take care of yourself.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so can you give me a question for Tori?
Okay. I know Liv had one too, so I don't want to repeat it. Are you allowed to tell me what hers was?
I am, yeah, of course. There are no rules here. I make the rules, in fact. Okay. So Liv's question for Tori is, if you could choose an instrument you didn't know how to play and instantly learn it and compose things, which instrument and what would you compose?
Okay. So I guess my question would, see, I love music, so it's probably also going to be a music question.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I minored in music, so I have a little music theory knowledge, but I would say when, you can reword this if you want to make it sound prettier, but when you are working on your Nancy Drew covers and what is the most enjoyable thing about reworking the material? Because you know how she, Tori, are you still here? Yeah, because when Tori recently did the jig from Danger on Deception Island and she played it through regular the first time and then like totally put her own, like her own style on it the second time, I thought that was brilliant. And I want to know what is the most interesting or enjoyable thing about getting to kind of put her own self into the Nancy Drew music.
I love that. Great question. All right. So you guys will find out the answer to that and more on Saturday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube. And we're going to be with the absolutely amazing Tori, and I'm so excited. It's going to be so fun. All right, so let's play one more round of FMK, and then we're going to send you all to bed.
All right, let's do the wheel that we haven't done yet. Is it all men? Let's do that one.
Yes. I think we've had all female characters so far tonight.
We have, so we need to switch it up a little.
Let's switch it up. All right, so let's see who your first guy is. Let's see.
Oh, guys, you are also nice in the chat. Thank you.
Okay, so your first man is Gray Courtright.
Okay.
And your second guy is Lewis Chandler. And finally, we have Tex Britton. All right.
Definitely not fighting Tex. I would die. So, Gray's from Deadly Device, right? He's a security guy? Okay. I'm gonna have to fight Lewis. He's also in jail already, so like,
yeah.
It's not gonna be much of a fight, I think. It'll be fine. I'm gonna kiss Tex because I couldn't marry. I know Morgan. You live like among the annals. I couldn't. I respect it greatly. I respect it. And then I'm gonna have to marry Gray because he has like a degree in physics, and I feel like even though he is like a rain cloud on the outside, I feel like he's got a little sunshine inside, and we could talk about things that like both of us find interesting. So I think that would be a really fun marriage to be in.
Very nice.
But I will say I was at first considering marrying Lewis because he's probably got a lot of money, and then when he goes to jail I could divorce him and get the money.
Oh my gosh, that's literally what Maggie said. She said marry Lewis and immediately send him to jail and take over his business.
See, I mean that was the thought too, but then like I don't think I could take Gray or Tex, so I had to fight him.
Well, Maggie says fight Gray, kiss Tex. Gray has been knocked out before in canon, lol.
True. That is true, but he's been knocked out by someone a lot stronger than me, so.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think I'd marry Tex. I think he's sweet.
He does seem sweet, but he's also taken, marry Ozzy.
But you know what? I can't do mustaches.
I see that.
Yeah. Can't do it. All right. Anyway, this has been Spilling the Tea with Susie and Shannon. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Oh, it was so fun. I was so, like, I'm so sorry. Because for anyone who doesn't know, last week, I was streaming and having a great time, and everything was great and normal, and then Shannon texts me, and she's like, what do you mean Tori's next? And I was like, what do you mean?
Also, I didn't think you would check it right then on screen. I was like, oh no!
No, it's fine.
I was sending this now so I didn't forget.
It's so fine. It is so fine. Oh my goodness. So basically what happened was, Shannon told me the date that she was available, but I put it in the wrong month. So I had her down for September 23rd, which is a Saturday, I think. So I was like, this makes sense. I understand why she would do this. And then she's like, no, August, because I'll be in bed because in September I'm teaching. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. So I knew that whatever week I had Shannon was going to be a double Spilling the Tea week, but I thought it was going to be in September. So yeah, so we fixed everything, and here we are. I'm so glad that we were able to have you, because I really, really, really wanted to have you.
Well, thank you. You know, it is so hard because during the year I get up at 4:30, so like 7:45 I'm in PJs already. Yeah. I'm getting ready for bed. But I felt so bad. I was like, oh
no. It was totally my fault. Yeah, like,
but it was just it's Murphy's Law, you know, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So this is just normal for me, and it is all good. So it really was probably my fault because I'm the Murphy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so everyone, make sure you join me again on Saturday for double the tea, double the fun, double the trouble, because it's Tori. We are going to interview her and talk about music and talk about Joe Hardy and just have the best time. And it's going to be the best time. So
yes, also Squid just popped in, so let's give a little shout out to Squid.
Hello, Squid. I hope you feel better.
Yes, and I hope you just had the best vacation because it looked amazing. Yes. But yes, we did miss you, and it's okay. Because it was a totally legitimate reason for not sending questions, but I will always answer your unhinged questions anytime.
Absolutely. I love Squid's questions. So good. Okay, y'all. So, also be sure to join me next week. Okay? So next week, I will announce this officially on my Instagram, so make sure you're following me on Instagram. But next week is going to be a really, really, really fun week, okay? I'm really excited. So, as many of you know, my sister is the coolest person alive. So, she decided one day that she was going to learn how to code and make her own video game. And she did. So, I'm going to be on next Wednesday, I'm going to be playing her video game. And then on Saturday, she's coming on to spill the tea with me, so you guys can ask her all your questions about her mystery business, about her video game she made, and just about how amazing she is. So stay tuned, because next week is going to be cool. And then you know what's happening the following week,
she's so cool.
I have such cool things coming up in September. The following week, I'm interviewing Michael Gray. I know. So stay tuned. Everyone make sure you're subscribed and, you know, do all the stuff. All right. So thank you again, Shannon. Do you have any parting words for us?
Just that I didn't know your sister could code, and now you might have to connect me with her so I can, you know, talk to her more about that, because I'm always looking for guest speakers for my coding class.
Oh my gosh, cool. Yeah, so, yeah, she's at Who's Clues on Instagram.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to check her out.
Yeah, so everybody asking in the chat, her video game is available. It is called Murder at Chateau de Rouge. It was written by her. It was one of her mysteries that she did for her Who's Clues business, which is like a mystery, like a murder mystery party business.
So cool.
And she just turned it into a video game. I think the only thing that she didn't do herself was the art. She paid somebody to do art for her. But yeah, so you can go check that out. It's on her website at Who's Clues. No, she's at Her website is whosclues.com. So you can find that in various places, but you can find every place like on her website. Anyway, we'll talk all about it on Wednesday.
Yes. So
you guys can you can watch me play the game if you want to see what it's all about before you check it out. So yeah. All right. So that's all I have for you tonight, you guys. It's been 2 hours. You should go hang out with your families and do other stuff.
Didn't realize we talked that long. Sorry.
I know. You know what? All of these have been like 2 hours now.
Okay. My problem is, as a teacher, once I start, I could talk forever, so you have to like cut me off.
No, I didn't want to, though. We were having such good conversation. So good. All right, you guys. I'm going to put on my stream has ended video, and you guys will see me later. Goodbye.
Bye.